the ground, and then when you move, get up and move fast. There wasn't too many. And the next day is when they made their counterattack, and that was a pretty fierce battle there. And I was shooting, and got over there, and where Sergeant Rosencrantz got killed, I had got over there inside the house, over a windowsill. Could see a couple of them. They were way out there, maybe 1,500 yards. You could see the head sticking up. I'd shoot at them. Somebody had already told me they'd call me around there because I thought I could hit them. I never did hit them. And Sergeant Rosecrest come out there, and he got up behind a tree there trying to hit him. And I was hollering at him, "Get down, get down." And a machine gun from back over there shot and killed him right there, about 15 yards from him. Wow. I was screaming at him, "Get down, Rosie, get down." Yeah. And that's what happened, that little diagram I gave you a copy of, is where that happened. And then I got a call back on the other side. They're closing in from this side, and I went over there, and there 2 or 3 of them coming across from that side. Well, heck, I just killed 2 of them and done run back. And meanwhile, over that side, I could see in the woods over there, some of our troops were captured, and the Germans were following on behind them. And I shot 2 or 3 of them Germans, and I saw our troops bend down and run off. I don't know whether they ever escaped or what happened to them, but I killed the Germans that was leading them back, a couple of them, and some of them turned and run off. And things kind of quieted down some later on. We still had some firing. And that night, I go back into the company CP to find out what we were going to do. And he said, Lieutenant said, "Y'all all get back to your lines the best way you can." So we did. And that was, we heard back down, they'd seen a white flag out behind that house, but nobody I knew of ever found a white flag. I saw none of our boys with me did, that's for sure. But we pulled back then, and after a while we stayed, we were kind of back, just except going on patrol. I'd go on a night patrol or something after that, or go out and get a listening post and stay out there and spot what was going on. But we didn't have any major battles right after that. That was the last one for us. We had they made a few attacks, but they didn't amount to much.
You guys pulled out and then pulled out of Holland, and then.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you were sent somewhere right before the Battle of the Bulge?
Yeah, I was sent back to Monroe, Louisiana. Sure was, 30-day leave. And I got back here, and I went back overseas. They sent me back over, and I carried a barrack bag full of stuff. I had 3 bottles of 3 Feathers whiskey. I didn't drink whiskey myself, but I was gonna carry them, boy. I hear them talk about that whiskey, and I carried it back. I never got I got there. They was back in France, somewhere in France, when I got back to them. And
what was the name of that whiskey?
3 Feathers.
3 Feathers. Never heard of it.
What?
Never heard of it.
It was pretty well known back in them days. And one of them got broke on the way back. I opened that stuff and started passing around them boys. It's good old stateside whiskey. And then I'd talk to them guys, I didn't drink whiskey, but they'd say, "Man, I got to drink straight whiskey, bourbon and mixed," and they said what was good and what wasn't. And they had captured kegs of that old German rum, and they said that right good ain't fit to drink. Well, them bottles emptied in no time. I started filling them whiskey bottles out of that rum, and I made more friends there feeding them that rum than they'd take. Every one of them take, that good old stateside whiskey. So help me. Anyway, I tell them about how things were back in the U.S. chug-a-lugging that. I was chug-a-lugging that stuff at night. Canteen cups, that's the rum, and man, I'm telling you, they insisted I had a bunk up there. They insisted on helping me into it out of the night. I don't know why, but they left me there the next morning. I woke up, man, I thought I was going to die. I'd take one step, throw up, one step, it'd go the other end, one more. And then I'd lay down a while, and I finally got down to the shower and stayed under it for about an hour. Man, it's a wonder I didn't die. You take canteen cups and rum, and I wasn't used to drinking, just beer. Sure did. That was quite an experience.
So when was this? When did you get back overseas?
That was when I got back from, well, on the way back, I broke my ankle on board ship. The thing fell off of me, and they put me in the hospital in Scotland from that ankle. And it took me a while to get back to my unit because every time I'd hit one of them replacement depots, they were short a sergeant of the guards, or they couldn't get sergeant of the guards, you know, and so they'd put me on sergeant of guard duty. And I'd stay there, and they moved me to the next thing, it'd be the same thing. The only way I finally got out of sergeant of guard duty is I went on sick leave and told them I had infected ears, which I knew I did have. And I said, I can't really do good guard duty with them ears like that. And the doctor gave me, he can't pull guard duty, so they sent me home back to my unit.
When did you get back with them?
I don't remember, but you know, I never saw any combat after that.
Really? So they were out of the bulge by then? And
Oh yeah, they were out of the bulge, and I sit down and replaced me. I had enough points. I got out. You know, that's the way they discharge you on a number of points. I had enough points. I got out.
How did you hear that the war was on? Did they just?
Oh,
You heard it on the radio, or just word of mouth?
I don't remember.
You just remember hearing? You just remember that the war was on?
Yeah, I remember, and I was sitting there waiting. I knew I was waiting to get to go home, and at the end of it, I know here they're still in Japan. Some of them were going to have to go to Japan. That's what they thought anyway. They weren't going to get out right then. When did you get out, Reno? You went all the way to Berlin, though.
I went on to Berlin. I went in July.
Oh.
I left, we went back to Rambo Villas. I went to England and got married.
Oh.
And when I came, I got a telegram to come back. So I put my wife on the train to Leicester in London, and I went to Waterloo and went down to Southampton. And then I got back to Rambo Villas, and the next morning I was on a plane going to Berlin, and they had General Gavin and Assistant Division Commander, and I was only first lieutenant in the whole bunch.
I know the only time I met Ridgway was I was supposed to lead him in Fort Bragg. There was a problem. I met him here. I was supposed to I'd take him down to a place where the problem was supposed to go by.
Yeah.
And they went the wrong way. I said, I just stood out there with him, and they didn't come by. And he left there, stay here, I'll be back. And I stayed there for about 3 hours. After a while, here come a lieutenant in a Jeep. He said, what are you doing here, soldier? I said, well, General Ridge, I saw him come up, and I saluted, and he said, what are you doing here? I said, I'm supposed to meet General Ridgway. He said, well, I'm he. And anyway, he said, he's not going to be back, so get in this Jeep and I'll take you back. You come down. That was my only time I met him. It was dark, before daylight.
So when did you finally come home for permanently?
September. I was discharged in September.
Did you join the reserves or anything, or did you just?
Well, later on, I joined the Air Force Reserve. Out here at Selman. Well, a friend of mine was in it. He was flying these little planes out here, and he said, why don't you join? He said, I can take you up flying and whatnot if you'll join. So I joined the reserve. I don't know how long I was in it, never did do anything, never made a meeting or did anything. So.
Well, I know you got your display case over there.
Yeah, that's my daughter had that made up for me.
Let me I'm gonna stop this for a second.
Grenade tape on my IDs.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Finkbeiner, can you tell us for the camera here what you got in there?
This is just the airborne patch, jump badge, and this should be on top of this WWII patch when they did it. This is a Purple Heart with the oak leaf cluster, and this is just some ammunition, rifle, cross rifle, a Scream Illegal patch, whatever it is. And these are combat ribbons and whatnot. This is a presidential user citation there with an oak leaf cluster, and combat instrument badge. Those are Hershey bars. That's 6 months service for each one of them overseas. Good conduct medal, stripes, and the dog tags.
What about the Bronze Star there up at the top there? Is that a Bronze Star?
No, I didn't get a Bronze Star.
What's underneath the Presidential Unit Citation?
Those ribbons are I guess campaign ribbons with battle stars or campaigns on them and good conduct.
I think that's a Bronze Star.
You think it is?
Yeah,
Sure looks like.
Well, I guess I had it.
you got it.
Yes, you got.
I didn't know they would get a bronze star. I got the ribbon.
That's pretty neat. Your daughter made that for you, you said?
Yeah, she had that, but only a couple of years ago.
Now, did all those patches, did those come off of your uniforms or those?
Yes, There's some patches I had on my uniforms. You know, they transfer from one little outfit to another, attach this or this or the other. I don't know. Reno can probably tell you. That's
That's part of the 17th.
17th, and this, what is this, 11th or what?
I don't know.
Or first
is it
airborne.
Airborne school? or
No, it's not a school. I got it overseas.
Could be the 13th.
They joined some. We joined somebody over
You
there.
joined the 13th to come back,
Mhm.
didn't you, or the 17th?
I don't know.
Oh,
Hey, they discharged me as a platoon guide. That made me so dadgum mad when I read that on my discharge, but I wasn't gonna give it back to them. Yeah, it's me a platoon guide.
well, they only have me for one jump.
Is that
Come on,
right?
Are you serious?
One jump. You like me? You wasn't like me though. I went up 25 times in a plane before I ever come down in one. But that's it. That's the crop. They even printed it wrong, 404 instead of 504 on that thing. I didn't know that till Tom pointed it out to me.
I'll be darned.
I sure didn't. They engraved it wrong. But and they didn't know that the airborne was supposed to go on top of the AA.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it till they brought it to me.
You really thought that meant Alcoholics Anonymous.
Well, no, that's one thing I was never too bad about drinking.
The stories I've heard.
I really wasn't. That time I got back to the unit that was enough for me. After I got home, I never got that drunk but one other time. I can't stand it. I can't stand that next day. I can't take it.
Yeah, that next day is tough. And,
I sure can't.
well, Mr. Finkbeiner,
That's
it.
about what I did.
You about run me out of questions.
Okay. I know there's a lot of things I forgot, but I remembered a few of them.
I appreciate it, I really do.
Okay.
I know I kept you here a little bit later than you probably wanted to be here, but
No problem.
thank you for coming
It's
down.
too hot outside to do anything anyway.
Yeah, you're right.